Well, morning guys, welcome to another video. I'm at the Peterborough Lake. I've just pulled up. It's 4:45 in the morning. Yes, I know, silly o'clock, isn't it? We've travelled 2.5 hours, me and a carp dog. We've had a little bit of a pit stop at McDonald's, took in a little burger and that about 2:30 this morning, get some fuel on board, a few coffees, and we're raring to go. 2.5 hours later, we're at the lake. So what have we got in store for this video? Well, it's going to be 25 degrees the next couple of days, got 48 hours, me and him. Look, he's over there somewhere. Come here. Come here, come on. Oh, he's getting a bit shy in front of the camera. So it'll be 25 degrees, so I've got my floaters, I've got my zig kit, I've got my bottom base, my pop-ups, I've got everything. We're going to even try and stalk one if possible, but join me for a couple of days trying to catch a fish before my ticket runs out and see what happens. So I'm going to get the gear out of the van, go for a walk, see if I can find some fish showing this early in the morning. Me and him over there, wherever he's bloody disappeared to, we're going to go have a little walk around. So catch up in a minute when the barrel's loaded and we found some fish. Right guys, welcome back. We've had a little sleep. Here he is, look, me and the carp dog. We've been in there, that's what he wants to do. He wants to get right in there, doesn't he? Look, yeah, he's loving it. Yeah, we've got to get in there, get some Zeds in. Look, underneath he goes, look. Oh, he loves a sleep, he does. Well, I've had about 3 hours kip. I was just knackered. Well, we hadn't slept all night. So I'm in the swim, end of the island, looking good. Let's have a look down. I've just chucked them out. Basically, when I got here, I just chucked them out anywhere really, roughly near the spots. Now, what I'm going to do, because I've had a little bit of a rest, I'm going to mark them up to spots that I've had bites from before, and then going to get them 3 rods out. Then I'm going to make up my spod mix, which I'm going to show you, give you a little insight of what goes in it. So catch up with me in a minute. Right, I managed to get all 3 rods out there. Now I was gonna show you my spod mix, my corn and my particles and my pellet and that, but there's fish here. There's fish been cruising around all over this bay I'm fishing, all over the top of my rods. Last thing I want to do, even though I want to get me some feed out there, is to start smashing a spod or spom on top of their heads. They're here, I don't want to scare them off. So I've got my 3 single hook baits out there, and what I've done is I've sprayed about 50 10mm cured baits out there. I probably will spod tomorrow, but I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because I don't want to disturb the fish. Let me just give you a little look at my cured hook baits and show you how I sort of do them. Look at them in there, look. Look at them, all sticky and gooey. Lovely. Right, so let me just so how do I do them? Yeah, look. Oh, it smells lovely. Now what I do is get them out of the freezer or shelf life ones, about 1/2 kilo, not many, at a time. Get a bag, like a bag you can get from Tesco's. Stick a little bit of, well, you can use any liquid really. I use stick mix liquid because it's got hemp oil in there already. It's got tiger nut juice in there, it's got bits of kelp. Coat them with that and then put on the top some stick mix powder, you know, some stick mix kit, some green lip mussel and some liver powder, hydrolyzed liver powder. Give it a good shake up and leave them, and they get all sticky and they get infused with that liquid, that good liquid, and all the goodness from the stick mix, the liver powder and the green lip mussel, and I leave them there. They all soak in and then I'll take them fishing with me. So I've put about 50 of those scattered all over, and the good thing about that is you don't use them, take them home, stick them in the freezer, because they won't go off for a long time because the oil's in there. It's like a natural preservative. So that's what I'm doing for tonight, because the fish are moving about underneath the surface. They're just here. So I'm hoping in the next couple of hours when it gets dark, they're going to drop down onto all those cured baits which are kicking up, ones that have been glugged up and got all the powders on them, and are kicking out attraction all through the water column on the bottom and up to the top. They're going to see them moving about now, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait. By the time something lies right down, they're really slack across the areas. Funny thing is, a little 1/8 lead, pinging it about, and it's 11 3/4 wraps on all 3 rods. Now there is a nice spot down here, which is a known spot, which is 9 wraps. Really hard area, clear as a bell, but it's too hard, it's too clear for my liking. I've fished it before, not had no joy. It's the further out and the little bit shitty type of bottom, little bits of sprouts of weed out there, but you know, little hard areas all in amongst it. Hence why I'm fishing 3 Johnny Mac rigs out there with the washed out pink and washed out white pop-ups. So that's where we're at. That's why we've done what we've done. Carp dog's in there. Look, you might even be able to see him. Look, you might even be able to see the little paw. Look at this. Look at the paw. Look at the paw in there. Look at the little nose poking out. God, he loves it, doesn't he? Look, he bloody loves it, doesn't he? He comes here, lazies about, but he's good company. And there's no one else around at the moment, so even better, because he'd be running off, barking, chomping at them, going crazy. But you know, he's back, he's with me, he's on the bank. Look, there's one just balled up down there, just down here. So they're about, they're going all around this bay, they are. Look at all that blossom out there, it's falling off the trees. Beautiful, isn't it? It's lovely. Just been falling. Look, there's another one, look, just coming through. You might be able to get the floaters out tomorrow. Bit knackered. After not sleeping last night, having a couple of hours sleep, sometimes it does you worse. But I feel a little bit refreshed to get the rods out all properly. Wanted to put the spod out there. You know, some pellet and some maize and some of these little snail things which are in this particular spod mix, which I'll show you tomorrow anyway. And we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to get the bloody kettle on, because I haven't even had a cup of tea all day. Even since I woke up, I've not had one. It's been snuggling up with the carp dog. So that's where we're at as we go into the night. Let's see if the plan works. Morning guys. Quiet, very quiet night last night. At least I got some sleep. Look at the furry one. Look at him. Look at the furry one all tucked away in there. Look, the old carp dog, bless him. Look at him. Look, he's been loving it. He has. He always loves it. Loves it down here or anywhere we go where he's allowed. But no, very, very quiet. Not a single bleep woke me up. Had a good night's sleep, but that means I'm refreshed and I've got to be on it today. It's going to be another scorcher, 25 degrees. Then I'm going to go to the van, get my floaters out. Also the edges, we've got some nice margins. Looking beautiful out there though this morning. Bit of mist this morning. But apart from that, the odd fish bouncing around. I've seen a couple bouncing around out there and a couple out there, but not a dicky bird on the rods. Nothing. Cup of tea time, breakfast time, reevaluate the situation I think, and try and get on with catching one. This is my last trip down to this lake for me and the furry one. So it'd be nice just to leave with a fish under our belt, wouldn't it? Well, I'm going to sit here, get the kettle on, and then we're going to see what we can do today to try and put one in the net. Right, look at that sun up there. Blazing hot, and I'm starting to see fish moving about around this bay. So, can only mind one thing, I've got to go to the van, get the floaters out, see if they're up for taking the floater. But the only problem is him. We've got him who's going to take all the floaters. So hopefully when he moves off, we get a few floaters out there. See if we can catch up, well, get them feeding first anyway. That's the trick, get them feeding first, then bang out the floater. So, without further ado, I'm going to nip to the van, get the kit, and see if we can get them going. Right, I'm back. I've got me floater fishing gear. What I want to do first of all is just get some floaters out there. These are my floaters. Look at those, look. There's my floaters there. Tiny ones like that, and I've oiled them up. Oiled them right up with some good food hemp oil. You can get that at any Tesco's or Morrison's or anything. You can use salmon oil, use what you want. Just got a spod rod. I've filled it up on the old spod. I'm just going to bang them out there. Just want to stick a couple of spods out there. The reason I use a spod rather than a spom is it's open-ended. I can cast it out and just pull it back just before it's the water, and what it does, it spreads a wide area of the floaters. I haven't even looked or set up my floater rod yet because I want to get them feeding. If I see them feeding, then I'll set that up and I'll show you how I go about that. First thing I want to do is get a few spods out there, keep them going in, try and keep them away from the old swans and the old black chickens, and see if I can get them to start taking them with confidence. Then I'll try and fish for them. So let's see what happens. Right, managed to get them feeding out there. There's a couple up one taking, so I'm probably going to put another spotful out there. Then I'm going to get my floater gear and cast it out there. Let's just run through it quickly with you. Let's have a look. Right, have a look there. That is a little size 10 hook, or maybe a size 12. A little bit of foam and a little yellow topper on top as the hook bait. Now, sometimes I use a cut down pop up, but it depends on what size baits I'm feeding. And those floater pellets are really tiny, they're about 4 or 5 mil, so that's all I want to use on a hook bait, 4 or 5 mil hook bait. I've got about a 6 foot, 10 pound double strength hook link. And then, let's have a look at this. This is a TG, it's a big old sub, let's have a look. What's it called? It's called a, oh blimey, surface missile, 50 gram surface missile. Okay, why do I use such a heavy float? It's because it gives the shock of when they hook themselves. They can hook themselves sometimes without me even having to strike. Many times I've hooked them off the surface using that big old 50 gram float, and they've hooked themselves. You know what it's like sometimes, oh you missed one like that, well that'll hook it for you. As I say, 6 foot length of 10 pound double strength, and a little tiny hook bait. It's a little bit of foam, the circular foam, you know, the ones you put in for pop-ups, or you put for people, you know, used for zigs, but just cut down as a sliver, and a little bit of yellow foam on top as a sight. So it goes in line with the size of the feed that I'm putting out. But I found if you put a bigger bit, like a big old chum mix or something out there, then they don't want to know. It's like danger to them. You've got to give them what they're feeding on, or what you're introducing as free bait. So look, I don't know if you see them out there, but they're having a little bit of a feed up out there, a little bit of a munch on some of them. So I'm gonna, without further ado, I'm gonna get one out there, see if I can catch one. Well, I've just put a few more out there, a couple more spods of gear out there to keep them on the feed. I've cast out, so fingers crossed, let's see if we can catch one. Well, there you go. Just shows you, doesn't it? Just shows you. Little change of tactics and you get a bite. Well, how about that, eh? Get one straight, more or less within about half an hour. I changed over the hook bait to a little red plastic pop-up. She's looking in the net. Down there. I'm going to get her out, bang her up, and we'll do some video. Then we'll talk a little bit more about the rig. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Change of tactics sometimes is all that's needed. When nothing's happening on the bottom, fish are in the area, pressure's high, and you see them floating around just underneath the surface. Zigs or even floaters, like I caught this one on. It's got to be the way to go. You've got to be adaptable, and you've got to change your tactics around to save what could have been a blank session. So, look at that, 25-13, beautiful, linear, caught off the top. What I did was I changed over to just a little plastic, look at that, plastic 10mm red pop-up. Now I think they get these from Enterprise, I think, and that's just a little tiny size 10 wide gape hook on a bit of 10-pound Drenham double strength. Simple as that. You know, there's not a lot to it. They weren't taking those little tiny bits of foam with a yellow topper on top. So I just changed over. You know, just changing over sometimes can really work. Couple that with one of them TFG, or I think Nash do 'em, one of the big missile floats, and it more or less looked itself. So there you go. I've put some more mixers out there. I'm going to retie this on now to me rig, get them going again, and see if I can catch another one. Well, put a few more spods out, try to work the swim, and the fish just drifted away. The wind's picked up, which is good, which is nice. It's about 2:30 now. And I'm going to get the old spot out, and I'm going to put a few spods on the particle mix that I've got with me. All the floater fishing kit, I put links to all the kit that I use down the bottom there in the description. Put loads of clicks, you can find out a bit more information if you want to go and buy them, use them, you know, use the bits that I use. If that's of interest to you, they're banged down there in the description for you. Right, so let's have a look at the particle mix I'm going to use. I'm going to put a few spods out there and see where we go. Right, let's have a look at the particle mix I'm going to spot out there. And normally I'd make my own hemp in the cooler box. I'll put the little link up there, easy way to make chili hemp. But on this occasion I'm going to use a shelf life preserved particles. And the ones I'm using, well, I picked a couple of these tubs up, and someone said they were rather good. From Carp Particles company, based down in Reading, I believe, and I saw them at one of the shows, so I picked up a couple of tubs, and I was quite impressed with it. Let's have a look. What I like as well is that you get this lovely bowl, look, for mixing up in. It's great, isn't it? We all have a bowl, don't we? We all have a bucket. So yeah, I quite like that. So what's in this one? Look, this has got, see these are real snails. These little snails, look. All bits of snail in there. Proper hemp, preserved in rainwater. And there you go, that's like shelf life preserved particle. So that'll form my base. Also, old favourite, Jolly Green Giant. Look at that, look. Can't beat a bit of Jolly Green Giant, can you? So, right. So, let's stick a bit of that in. Don't want to stick too much in, because I'm not going to be sticking loads out. Put that in. A little bit of corn. Gives a little fleck of colour. That's basically it. Is this all already done in there? Look at that, look. Beautiful. Stick a bit of that in. Use one of these mini spoms, not the bigger ones, one of the mini ones by Spom, the Spom guys. Opens up. I don't want to stick loads out, I just want to give them a little flavour out there. Little mix up. So right, I'm going to spod that out, give that a go, and lay a few beds of the old goodness down there. Get them fish rooting around later on this evening when I think they'll get on it, hopefully anyway. But we've had one off the top, so I can't complain. At least I haven't blanked anyway. A little change of tactics there, and I've had one, thank God. So let's just go and have a quick look at him up there, look. Let's go and have a look at him, right? This is the life, isn't it? Look at him in there. Look at him, look. He's loving it, isn't he? Bless his little cotton socks in there, look. Look at him. Comes fishing with me. If he's not barking, he's just chilling out, doing nothing. Can't blame him really, can you? It's a bit hot. Even in the winter, that's all he does. Some of that. Bless him, ignoring me now. Right, let's get them spoms out there. Settle in, get some lunch. I have nothing to eat all day because I've been trying to catch one off the top. Have a bit of a bloody tidy up. Look, there's kit everywhere. Get all that sorted out, get the kettle on at last, and sit in for me last night and see what happens. Well, it's a beautiful morning, guys, but unfortunately no fish last night. Very quiet. See the odd fish jumping around. A couple of liners, which surprised me why we didn't get a bite. But that's fishing, isn't it? Here he is, look. Bless him. He's all ready to go home. We've got to pack up in a minute. Got to go to work. Still got about half an hour. Got coffee on the go. And then we're going to wrap it up, off to work. So what have we learned this trip? Sometimes the fish just aren't on the bottom, so we have to be adaptable. We have to try different methods to try and catch our quarry, don't we? Hence going on top. I see him cruising about on top. I could have gone with zigs, but I decided to have a bit of floater fishing, which is fun. And we managed to catch one and get them taken and build the swim up and eventually hook one, but then they disappeared again. Stuck to our guns on the bottom, but after a couple of liners, no bites. So the key thing to take away is you've got to be adaptable, whether it's stalking, zig rigging, floater fishing or fishing on the bottom. You've got to find out where they're feeding, where you're likely to get a bite. So that's my takeaway from this video. Be adaptable, try different things. So, me and the carp dog, bless him, this is our last trip down here, down to the lake in Peterborough. But I think we've got one more trip to the Alien Lake and then we're on to really somewhere special. So, if you haven't subscribed, guys, hit that subscription button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. And I appreciate all your comments and I appreciate you watching these videos, and I'll see you next time.